Okay, let's get started on our next lesson. It looks like we're on page 8 and 9, and we are going to look at notation. As we move into the next learning target, we're going to take a look at notation and drawings and pictures and that sort of thing. So let me share the notebook with you. Okay, so I'm going to start on page 8. And we've kind of looked at some of these before, but we're going to look at notation to know. Okay, so these are some geometry specific notation that you're going to need to know. The first one we're going to look at is that symbol, kind of an upside down T, and this means perpendicular. That means perpendicular, which means they intersect at 90 degrees. The next one looks like that. That is parallel. It's just two vertical lines. The next one's kind of strange, sort of an upside down U, and it means intersect. The next one is an equal sign with a little squiggly or tilde above. It will mean congruent. Okay, congruent means that two things are equal to each other. Their distances are the same. We have this one, which is plane. And there'll be some letters after that. I'll go through and do an example notation of each one. The next one would be written like that with a little segment above it, and that's what it means, segment AB in that case. We can put a little ray above that one. And remember, with a ray, the direction matters. Okay, so A is the starting point and it goes through B. So this is ray AB. Then we can have a line. So line AB. And then the last one we're going to look at is equal. Now, these aren't the only ones we're going to look at this year in geometry, but these will definitely get us going in the right direction, okay? So if we go back up to perpendicular, let me write a little example here of how you might use perpendicular. So I might say that segment AB is perpendicular to line CB. Okay, so that gives you a hint of kind of how that symbol is used. I can use parallel. Let's say line AB is parallel to line XZ. That gives you kind of an idea of what these symbols look like. I still have the line and segment, and we'll use ray here in a second. So for intersect, let's say I have ray AB intersects with ray BC. And hopefully you can kind of see where this intersection happens. If ray AB intersects with ray BC, notice that they both share B. Okay, so they actually intersect at point B. Same thing here. AB, CB. They both have a B in it, so that's where they will be intersecting. Congruent. Now, things that are going to be congruent will only be things that can be measured, okay? So I can't measure how long a line is, so it can't be congruent to another line. I can't measure a ray, so two rays cannot be congruent. So as of right now, the only thing I can measure is something that has a starting and a stopping point, which is a line segment. So we'll say segment AB is congruent to segment CD. And the last one, a plane. Remember, we must have at least 3 points to have a plane or name a plane. So we'll look at plane A, B, C. Okay? And then the other ones already have examples with them. So that is some notation to know on page 8. Now on page 9, there is an activity below this that will be notation matching. Oh, you can't see that. There you go. So on page 9, we're going to do notation matching. And I'm going to do an example here of how I want you to do this. So there will be, I believe it's 18 little spots, and it's a card matching, kind of like what we did before. So I'm going to get a pencil here, because you'll want to do this in pencil at first. Okay, and let's say one of the spots says draw ray X, Y. It'll look like something like this on there. And then you're going to find a card that has ray XY drawn on it. So I want you to write the directions on it. And then below it, I want you to do what it says. So in this case, I have to draw ray XY. So I know that ray starts at X, so I'll put an X here. And it goes through point Y. So I'll draw the ray, put a Y there, and then find the card. Now the answers won't be up for another day or two. Okay, maybe next week sometime. I'll put the answers on the next module. But you can do all 18 here on page 9. You're just going to fill the whole page up with it. And if I were you, I may box them in. Okay, that way I know which one is what. And then the next module will have the answers, and you can kind of check your answers. The card and the spot will have numbers on them. So like here, I might put card 27 and then, or spot 27, square 27, and I put card 5 on there. Okay, that'll help you when it's time to check all of those solutions. Okay, so get started on the notation matching activity, and then be studying / knowing these notations, and we'll see you in the next lesson.